Doing this number.
Oh my god.
Hi everyone! Today I am going to work on a jellyfish costume. Not that long ago I saw the Extraordinary Sisters video on Pinterest and I saw how they made this jellyfish hat and it's absolutely beautiful. So when I looked at it, it really reminded me a lot of my mushroom hat and I thought I can make one of those with the stuff that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak it a bit. I could have done it a little bit better by making it a little bit smoother. So I'm going to improve it, hopefully, and make it into a jellyfish costume. So we're going to use some cardboard and I'm going to use a strand like this so that I can put it around my head. Looks like a crown, like a diadem. So I'm going to glue this together and have that be my base for my hat. And Nebula is on my circle piece. Nebula is on my circle piece that I will cut up the center. So we're going to work on that in a bit, but that's what I'm going to be doing today. If little Miss Nebula decides to get up from this cardboard, and if not, then I guess I'm not doing this today. So what do you say, ma'am? I love you. I'm gonna start working on this because Nebula is not letting me. She's just doing her thing, so we'll let her do her thing. I'm going to work on this, just gluing this. Hopefully this is gonna be big enough, and if it isn't, I mean, I guess I could always move it right here. And you can use hot glue or any other glue like Elmer's glue. I do like using clips so that it's easier for me to work with. All right, Nebula. Thank you. Oh, gracias. She's a good girl. I'm also going to take off all of these tapes. I'm not sure if these stickers, these tapes. These stickers. So what I want to do is make sure that I have this section circled in. And like always, please be careful when using a box cutter or anything like that, any scissors, anything sharp. I want to make sure that you're all safe. Ooh, I cut too much. Did I cut too much? Oh, I cut too much. Darn it. Okay, let's see what we can do. All right, well, I cut that too big. And I didn't like how this was, so I cut this a little bit smaller. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get what I'm going to be using, so that might be helpful. So I have a bunch of this plastic wrap, and this plastic wrap I got from work. So I do not recommend that you purchase plastic wrap because we want to reuse as much stuff that we can. So if you work in a company that uses a lot of plastic wrap or bubble wrap, which is another item that I'm going to be using today, you can ask them if you can use it, and then you would be reusing things instead of it being a single-use plastic. We really want to try to limit our use of plastic, especially because a lot of sea creatures confuse plastic and plastic bags with jellies, sea jellies. And when that happens, they get sick and they can unfortunately pass away. So let's try to use as many things that we have already in the world and prevent them from going into the trash.
Alright, so in this section, I thought about making the base out of some wire and the plastic wrap, but that didn't work because my wire was too flimsy. I was using floor wire, so I basically had to scrap this whole idea.
since I scrapped the other method that I was doing, I am going to use this saran wrap anyway and try to make it work in here somehow. So I'm gonna glue this piece here. All this glue. This is what I want for Christmas, just a whole bunch of glue. I'm just gonna glue this on here, and then I will attach some of that saran wrap onto the other sections that I don't have enough room for. I don't typically do it this way, do I?
Even though I did make the opening too big, the saran wrap helps by closing that up, and if I want to share this with someone, they can open it up later.
I'm gonna paint this bottom part because I didn't... Is this paint? It is paint, okay. Because I always do this and I didn't put these marks in the top part. So please do it the other way and put the bottom part, the one without these barcode stuff, on the bottom. So because of that, I'm going to paint it white. And I didn't want to paint, but here we go. But I'm gonna paint the bottom part white, and then I will continue working on the rest. And I might not even see them with all of the stuff that I'm gonna put on top of it, but at this point, I wanna make sure that I don't, because what if I do put all this stuff on it, and then you can see it, and then I just can't, like, I'd have to do it all over again. And I don't wanna do that. You don't have to do this. This is just me being nitpicky. A quick paint. Nothing too meticulous. At least not for me. So I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna get a snack or actual dinner because it's late and I am hungry. And I'm always hungry. I'll get back to this soon.
If you've watched my how to make a mushroom hat video, you already recognize this process. So I cut up some strips from cardboard this time. I didn't have a cereal box. And using my clips, I was able to make the structure like I did for the mushroom.
Hi, I just got off work, so I look glamorous. I finished this little thing yesterday, as you saw in the previous clip. And like I mentioned, I have a lot of this bubble wrap and saran wrap that I got from work. So now I am going to be working on putting all of that on here and making this a nice round jelly.
In order to cover this piece, it is just a lot of trial and error. I literally grabbed as much of this bubble wrap that I have, and when I tell you I have a lot, I mean it. I have a ridiculous amount of this bubble wrap, but you're just gonna want to wrap the structure into the shape that you want. The bubble wrap began moving on its own, and luckily I had some plastic wrap still with this bubble wrap that I was able to contain it all together. I flipped the piece upside down so I can see what I'm working with and how I would be able to glue it all into the hat. To glue this, I use my hot glue gun. Please be careful because if you are going to use some bubble wrap, it is plastic, so it will burn off and it definitely hurts. As you are gluing this, or at least as I was gluing it, I flipped it to make sure that the structure was the size and the shape that I wanted it, and I finished it up with more plastic wrap to make it a little bit more round.
Look at this! Isn't it great? It's huge! I'm super excited. I almost couldn't fit through the door. But I just have to fix this area and then I'm gonna make the tentacles and we'll be done.
To make the tentacles, I grabbed more of that plastic wrap and just began twisting them. I grabbed my glue gun and started gluing them on the actual cardboard piece so that they can drape down. I went outside to make more tentacles, and decided to perform an interpretive dance for you. And with that, we can get started on showing you how it looks.
This is the final look. It is big. It's really big, and I think it looks okay. There are a few things that I would probably do to improve. I thought about adding a strap from here to here to make sure that it would be easier for me to have as an actual hat. And you can see these extra bits of the plastic wrap just floating. That's because I didn't want to use any tape or glue on the top section, but I could have used some tape and held that down. The tentacles look really good. Some of them did expand because it's been quite a few days since I actually worked on this, but it looks pretty good still. Although this is bubble wrap, it is quite heavy because I put a lot of it, but I think it looks really good. I just put on a bathing suit and some white leggings. I had these really cute shoes I wanted to wear, but I couldn't fit them in my backdrop, so I didn't wear them. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to give it a like and consider subscribing so you can see more videos like this one. If you do make a costume like this, please make sure to share it with me on Instagram. I always love seeing your makes. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bye!